Hello there. I had a bit of trouble finding me tool to turn my camera around there. I was almost going to play left-handed for you, but I've found it after all. Here I am down in Middlesbrough, as Joe says, south of the border. I've got a few songs put together for you, and I'm going to start off with an English traditional song that was pulled out of the archives by Ashley Hutchins for Fairport Convention's album Legion Leaf, and it's called The Deserter. As I was a-walking along Radcliffe Highway, a recruiting party came a-beating my way. They enlisted me and treated me till I did not know, and to the Queen's barracks they forced me to go. When first I deserted, I thought myself free, until my cruel comrade informed against me. I was quickly followed after and brought back with speed. I was handcuffed and guarded, heavy irons put on me. Court-martial, court-martial, they held upon me, and the sentence passed upon me, 303. May the Lord have mercy on them for their sad cruelty, for now the Queen's duty lies heavy on me. When next I deserted, I thought myself free, until my cruel sweetheart informed against me. I was quickly followed after and brought back with speed. I was handcuffed and guarded, heavy irons put on me. Court-martial, court-martial, then quickly was got, and the sentence passed upon me, that I was to be shot. May the Lord have mercy on them for their sad cruelty, for now the Queen's duty lies heavy on me. Then up rode Prince Albert in his carriage and six, saying, "Where is that young man whose coffin is fixed? Set him free, throw off his irons, and let him go free, for he'll make a good soldier for his Queen and country." Right. Now then, Joe said I could do a Ralph McTell song, so I'm going to slip one in here. This is from his album Streets, which was released in the 60s. And it's called Grand Affair. I can't see any thing on the screen or any messages or anything, so I'm hoping you're all there, but if there are any messages, I'll reply to them afterwards. I'm not into Facebook Live. This is only my second one, so I'm more used to Zoom. But here we go. The Grand Affair. Take a bus. Who needs a car? We'll eat here, take this seat by the door. I'm not hungry much now, are you? Is it okay if I share yours with you? Got no money and I think I believe that you knew. Remember the moon on the wall, didn't she shine? The taste of the sheets and the feel of the wine. Wasn't I glad that you was mine in the grand affair? Take a boat, maybe a plane, anywhere now except Greece or Spain. For sure I know where I am. I see canals, this is Amsterdam. I got friends here and they know, they can say who I am. Remember the room without any view, frightened of meeting someone that we knew. No farewells or howdy-do's in the grand affair. Stay in the best hotels, and there's white-coated waiters attend me, and I look at the beautiful girls. Do they really believe they can bend me? I drive now, seldom I walk. I can speak French, but I'd rather not talk. Which suit shall I wear tonight? Take out the brown, but in the end wear the white. After shade, stepping out, stepping into the light. Remember the moon on the wall, didn't she shine? The year was all wrong, so we sent back the wine. Wasn't you glad that you was mine in the grand affair? It's one of my favourite songs of Ralph's, that. Now I'm going to pop across the Irish Sea and sing you a song that was written by Percy French. I hate moving the capo around on the guitar mid performance because it nearly always goes out of tune. I think that's close enough, isn't it? Right, so here's the Percy French's The Mountains of Morne. Oh Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't grow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs of them digging for gold in the street. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I found there, I might as well be where the mountains of Morne sweep down to the sea. I believe that when writing a wish you expressed as to how the fine ladies of London are dressed. Well, if you believe me, when asked to a ball, they don't wear no tops to their dresses at all. Oh, I've seen them myself, and you could not in truth tell whether they're bound for a ball or a bath. Don't be starting them fashions now, Mary Macree, where the mountains of Morne sweep down the sea. You remember young Denny McLaren, of course. Well, he's over here with the rest of the force. I saw him one day, I was crossing the Strand. He stopped all the traffic with a wave of his hand. And as we were talking of days that are gone, the whole town of London stood there to look on. But for all his great powers, he's wishful like me, to be back where the dark morns sweep down to the sea. There's beautiful women here, never you mind, with beautiful shapes nature never designed, with lovely complexions, all roses and cream. But let me remark with regard to the same, that if at those roses you venture to sip, the colours might all come away on your lip. So I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me, where the mountains of Morne sweep down to the sea. There you go, lovely little tune. Time for a bit of throat lubrication. Right, I'm going to stick with the Irish theme and do a light-hearted song about a couple of Irishmen what come over to England and get into a spot of bother. And it's called Paddy Stole the Rope. There were once two Irish labouring men, to England they came over, and they tramped about in search of work from Liverpool to Dover. Says Mike to Pat, I'm tired of this, we're both left in the lurch, and if I don't get work, by gad, I'll go and rob a church. What, rob a church, says Pat to Mike, how could you be so vile? For something sure would happen while we're going down the aisle. But if you do, I'll go with you and we'll get out safe, I hope. So listen and I'll tell you now how Paddy stole the rope. Well, off they went with theft intent of the place they wanted find, and they broke inside of a country church that nobody was minding, and they scraped together all they could, they were prepared to slope, when Paddy says, now hold on Mike, what have we got for rope? For we have no bag to hold our swag, and before we get outside, with something strong and stout, me lad, this bundle must be tied. And just then he spied the church bell rope, and before he could turn about, right up to the belfry heights he climbed that rope so stout. And holding one by one arm and leg, he pulled his clasp knife out, and right above his hand and head he cut that rope so stout. But he quite forgot it held him up, and by the holy Pope, down to the bottom of the church fell Paddy and the rope. Come out of that, says Mike to Pat, and will you stop your moaning? If that's the way you steal a rope, it's no wonder that you're groaning. I'll show you how to steal a rope if you lend to me a knife. Oh, Mike, go easy, says old Pat, or else you'll lose your life. So Mike climbed up the other rope just like an antelope, but instead of cutting it off above, he cut it off below. Down fell the other piece of rope, and Mike was left on high. Come down, says Pat, I can't, says Mike, 'cause if I drop I'll die. Well, their noise, they brought the beadles out, the sexton and police, and though they got poor Mickey down, this pair got no release. And for their ingenuity, they've now a wider scope than when they broke inside a church to go and steal a rope. There we are, a little light-hearted song. I'm going to do something a bit different now. I'm going to get the fiddle out, hang on. This tune I'm going to do was written by Ian McLaughlin of Benbecula. He called it Dr. McInnes's Farewell to South Uist, and he also called it Dr. Mackay's Farewell to Craigory. But it's known mainly now as The Dark Island because in 1962 the BBC did a mini-series and used the tune as the theme music to it. So here we go, it's The Dark Island. Right, back on the guitar, and I'm going to come back over the border to England, this time to Westmoreland and Cumberland, for a song that was that I discovered on an album of old English folk tunes by Tim Hart and Maddie Pryor, which they recorded before they joined Steel Eye Span, around about 1968, I think. And this song's called The Lishung by a Broom. Excuse me, more throat lubrication required. So, the Lishung by a Broom doesn't mean delish as you might think, it means feisty, the feisty young by a broom. So here we go. As I was a-travelling in the North Country, down by Kirby Stephen I happened for to be. As I was a-walking up and down the street, a pretty little by a broom I chanced for to meet. She was right, I was tied, everybody has their way. It was the Lishung by a broom that led me astray. She kindly then invited me to go along the way. Yes was the answer to her that I did say. There was me with me music walking down the street, and her with a tambourine was beating hand and feet. She was right, I was tied, everybody has their way. It was the Lishung by a broom that led me astray. Straightway off for Kendaltown we steeried her and I. Over yon green mountain, the weather it was dry. We each had a bottle filled up to the top, and whenever we were feeling dry, we took a little drop. And she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lishing by a broom that led me astray. Night was coming on, good lodgings we did find, eatables of all sorts and plenty of good wine. Good bed and blankets just for we two, and I rolled her in me arms, me boys, and wouldn't you do too? For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lishing by a broom that led me astray. Early the next morning we arose to go our way. I called to the landlord to see what was to pay. 14 and 6pence just for you two, and a fiver on the table, oh me darling, and she threw. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lishing by a broom that led me astray. The reason that we parted, I now will let you hear. She started off for Germany right early the next year, and me not being willing to cross the raging sea is a health to me by a broom wherever she may be. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the Lishing by a broom that led me astray. Right, here's another song. There's some messages there, but I can't read them from here. I don't know what they say. I'll have a look later. Here's another song that involved Tim Hart and Maddie Pryor, this time as the part of Steel Eye Span on Stormforce 10 album, and this one's called Some Rival. Some rival has stolen my true love away, so I in old England no longer can stay. I will swim the wide ocean around my fair breast, for to find out my true love, the one I love the best. And when I have found out my joy and delight, I will welcome her kindly by day and by night. For the bell shall be a-ringing and the drums make a noise, for to welcome my true love with 10,000 joys. Here's a health to all lovers that are loyal and just. Here's confusion to the rival who lives in distrust. For it's I'll be as constant as a true turtle dove, and it's never will I prove false to my love. Some rival has stolen my true love away, so I in old England no longer can stay. I will swim the wide ocean around my fair breast, for to find out my true love, the one I love the best. Right, I've got an unaccompanied song for you now, which is Back Over the Border into Scotland. And it's a song that's poking a bit of fun at the old King George. And it's called Cameo for France. Oh, hang on, I get me D flat. Come ye o frae France, come ye doon by Lunnon, saw ye Geordie whelps and his bonny woman, were ye at the place, ca'd the kittle hoosie, saw ye Geordie's grace, riding on a goosey. Geordie, he's a man, there is little doubt o' it, he's done all he can. What can do without it? Doon there came a blade, Lincoln like my lordie, he wad drive a trade at the loom o' Geordie. Though the claith were bad, blithely may we never gin we get a wab. It makes little differ, we hate tint our plaid, bonnet, belt and swordie, has and mailings braid, but we hae a Geordie. Jockeys gain to France, and Montgomery's lady, there they'll learn to dance. Madam, are ye ready? They'll be back belive, belted, brisk and lordly, brawly may they thrive, to dance a jig with Geordie. Hey for Sandy Don, hey for Cockalorum, hey for Bob and John, and his Highland quorum, money a sword and lance, swings at Highland hurdy, how they'll skip and dance o'er the bum of Geordie. Cam ye o frae France, cam ye doon by Lunnon, saw ye Geordie whelps and his bonny woman, were ye at the place, guard the kittle hoosey, saw ye Geordie's grace, riding on a goosey. Right, just got time to finish off with one more. A big thank you to Joe for inviting me along. This one's about a subject quite close to my heart and probably quite close to yours too. It's called The Moonshiner. I've been a moonshiner for many a year. I've spent all me money on whiskey and beer. I'll go to some hollow and I'll set up my still, and I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry, and if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll go to some hollow in this country, 10 gallons of wash I can go on a spree. No woman to follow, the world is all mine, and I love none so well as I love the moonshine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry, and if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Oh moonshine, dear moonshine, oh how I love thee. You killed me, old father, but dare you kill me. God bless all moonshiners, God bless all moonshine. Oh, its breath smells as sweet as the dew on the vine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry, and if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Right, well, thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the set. Thanks again to Joe for inviting me along, and I'll pass you over to Davey. Bye-bye.